A moment ago, fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it, this crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Carolina Panthers. The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Ready? Watch the screen. Recon, 132 fighter.
First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. And an early how do you do right there as they're going to bury him in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
Brings up second and 11.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now a run with McCaffrey. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
I got you. I got you. I go.
From the gun on 3rd down, Greer. Looking right sideline, that's complete. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 43. And early on, they're picking up right where they left off last week.
And I know a lot of coaches say each game is its own. You don't really have carryover. This feels like carryover. So much confidence from the previous game that they're using to their advantage now.
That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
6-6, pull it high.
Now on 2nd and 13, Greer. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Well, they were coming out of the 4-3 defensively. Pressure coming off that right side from the DN.
And that's the blind side of most quarterbacks. If you're right-handed, that's the side you don't see quite as well. And that's why you rely on your left tackle, maybe your highest-paid offensive lineman, to take care of you. In this situation, that didn't happen.
Back to throw, Greer. And he's going to go down again. Robert Kimdichie. He's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up 4th down. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line.
Let's go now. Turn the ending. Here it comes. G-Web. Shot.
They'll begin the drive with Jackson on the ground. In on the stop, Vernon Hargreaves.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he'll get about 3 as he takes this up near the 25.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for 3rd down. From the gun, King. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. That's Daron Payne with a sack that time.
I don't know why you would do that. It's almost guaranteed points the other way. I mean, I get it if it's a late-game situation, maybe even 4th and inches. But, boy, that's a huge risk to take.
Yeah, now they're set up in prime position going the other way. That's going to be caught. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal.
Well, partner, when you ask anyone other than your QB to throw the ball, You must have a lot of confidence, or you think you're really going to fake them out, and it looks like they did exactly that.
Yeah, going deep in the playbook and a great grab. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. It's a foot race. He's at the 50. He's at the 40, 20, 10, and he will bring it back. It's a pick six for a Bengals TD. So from one end zone all the way to the other. Talk about a turnaround.
And how about the excitement that play generates for his team? Not just the points on the board, but the momentum and taking it from coast to coast, end zone to end zone. What a tremendous play. Now get that man an oxygen tent.
That's your boy Old Mo. You said momentum, right?
Old Mo, I think he was kind of limping across at the end because of that distance, but he made it.
Come on, man. Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first two drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now, and I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Watch the run. Watch the run.
You draw quarters.
Let's go.
Off play action, Greer. And a big loss here as he's taken down. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense.
And got his man complete. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. A big play there. 89 yards as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. The Bengals drive about to get going. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say maybe makes that offense feel good, but when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
Now a quick throw as that's complete on the hitch route. And they work this well upfield across the 45. After one, a one-point game, 7-6. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. They run with Jackson out of the gun. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And finally brought down at the 31-yard line. Last play went for over 30 yards. This one not quite as big, but still over 20. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 down at the 31. Here's King, operating from the gun. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Will Fuller was the intended target, but it'll be 2nd down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, this is Jackson. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 10 yards there on a Bengal first.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. Now a first down throw, Greer. And this one complete to Smith. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 25 yards that time. They'll run on first down. Swift. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line.
Let's go now. 60 Pittsburgh. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Go.
Complete. Smith has it. They'll wind up getting 10 back there as it'll leave them with a 3rd and 5. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you. Undercrunch, undercrunch, undercrunch. Now.
From the gun on 3rd down, Greer. And he will find his man on the outside. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping them from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Now Greg Joseph for the field goal try. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. So a good kick there, and they put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But in the NFL, defenses are awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the throw.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow. Not the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Here's a run on first down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard, 2nd and 11.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They'll run it with Jackson. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up.
And it's 3rd down.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Operating from the gun, King. And that will be incomplete. The former first-round pick, Vernon Hargraves, the one who was there defensively.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football. football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
The Panthers take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that. And they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. On 2nd and 9, Greer. He'll get this to McCaffrey out of the backfield. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 15 there, and the Panthers have a first down.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Watch time. Tight end, rock, tight end.
And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. That's caught inside the 20. And they're going to have this way down in Cincinnati territory. A big play there for the Panthers. 47 yards. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder coming up at halftime. We'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this second week of the regular season. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the Bengals 8-yard line.
Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. Again, McCaffrey. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Christian McCaffrey, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Panthers have taken the lead. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking. Beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
And this will be caught as they convert here for 2. So they go with a pass, and it works there on the 2-point try. Charles, just in general, what are your thoughts passing versus running on 2-point conversion? Situational?
It is situational. You have to know your team. What is your strength? Because so many people think you have to throw the ball in a 2-point conversion, but the stats will tell you that running it is about as proficient. So know your team and go to your strength.
The Bengals drive about to get going, and they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. Only 3 there on the screen at 2nd down.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short gain.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. They'll run it now out of the gun. They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. King, off play action. Flush to his right. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, Let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. It's complete to Fuller. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Will Fuller, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Bengals are going to jump back in front. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This one taken from the 7. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
Here's Greer. He's got Smith here. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. A play fake. Now Greer to throw. He'll find his man on the comeback route. Complete. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. The kick by Joseph is good. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando. That's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. This fielded at the 2. And a good effort on the return there. Gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you turn that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And he will bring this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Panther touchdown.
Now, that was a beautiful play. A pick 6. How would you punctuate something like that, partner?
What do you mean, with an exclamation mark?
Exclamation mark, a big word. What would you do with that?
Ampersand?
I like it.
And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This fielded at the 2. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And we have seen a lot on the scoreboard here in this quarter. So sometimes you talk to me about tendency breakers on offense. These defenses struggling. Are there tendency breakers on defense?
All defensive coordinators keep something in their hip pocket for these types of situations. What can we do to slow down the onslaught? But the biggest thing is make sure these guys encourage each other, pick themselves up, because right now it's been a really tough ball game trying to stop these offenses.
Oh, it really has, especially as of late. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the first. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down. Here's J.K. Scott now as he'll punt it away for the second time. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. He'll field this at the 5. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They have the lead now. They'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show him one thing, hit him with something else.
Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
It's now 3rd and 8.
Let's go now. 50, plant.
Check it back.
Now.
Throwing on 3rd down, Greer. He's going to let this one go deep. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good.
You ain't going nowhere.
42 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And the Bengals will take over here, 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
To throw is King from the gun on 3rd down. He finds his target, Fuller. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down. This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10 from the gun to give to Mixon. And he'll get across midfield and into Carolina territory. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
2nd and 3. And an out. Now the ball comes loose, and it's picked up by the Panthers. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk-reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
Should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about it anymore.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And this may be a carbon copy as he'll again be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
The kick by Joseph is good. And that will push the lead up to double digits now at 10. So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line, so they thought they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? Back to throw. King. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A gain there of 21 yards. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. King. They'll set up the screen here to mix him. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. 2nd and 14. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. 3rd down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
King now. Off the play fake. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Brian Burns drops him for a loss of 14 yards, and it also brings up 4th down. Now King throwing on 4th down. Going deep, and that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. John Ross, his first touchdown of the new season, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line.
At their own 33-yard line.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Now a a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. Give him 10 there, good enough for a Panther first down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And he's taken down inside the 30. The Panthers have the first. It's a gain of 12. I guess he was saving his best for last, so to speak. Longest run of the day coming here in the fourth quarter right there.
And that type of run makes for a better night for him and his teammates, doesn't it? To be able to produce this late in the game can lead to some big smiles and satisfaction in the locker room after this one's over.
A run there on first down and a pretty good one of 5 yards, so make it 2nd and 5. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. On second down, McCaffrey. And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. There he goes, left side. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Christian McCaffrey, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. The Bengals drive about to get going. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Here we go. Eight again. Check tight. Check 93's the mic.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Brian Burns in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Back to throw. King. And the pressure gets to him again. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Here's King. Off play action. He's going to let it fly. That's caught at the 25. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. John Ross with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. As they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage. Some
good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. McCaffrey. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. So they come up on second down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing.
Back. Recon, 132 fighter. No. Hey, Echo. 55. Right there in the middle. 55. On the ball. 6'6". Pull it high.
Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down.
On the ready.
Watch TV5. I got one. Hey.
22 jet bomber. 22 jet bomber. Hey, 52. 55. Lead grip.
Greer now to throw. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down.
Perhaps they overthought this one a little bit. They've been running it real well on this drive, and it was 3rd and short, okay? They decided to throw the football. Incomplete. Yeah, they might have thought just a little bit too hard about that play selection.
Here's Michael Pilardi now as he's on to punt for Carolina. And he uncorks a beauty. Best of the day.
Let's go.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Again from the 20 after the incompletion. Here's 2nd and 10.
Hey, number 28, Mike, he's coming.
He'll look to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And he will score. Touchdown, Panthers. And so much for the game-winning 2-minute drive. I think that interception return there pretty much seals the deal.
And one thing to keep in mind, in this situation with the score that close, defense isn't backing off and just giving you easy throws. They're playing aggressively as well and end up picking that one off and sealing the deal for themselves.
And the kick makes it through, but flags come flying in as well. It appears we're going to get a roughing call tacked on. Of course, they had the option, and they choose to not take the penalty.
They like the results of the play that they just ran, and they elect to let them stand.
This is taken at his 4. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
At their own 17-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back, and then score.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off near the 26, and the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. Well, it wasn't always pretty, but the interception there, that means that they should get out of here with a victory.
Yeah, this is not a game that they're going to preserve for posterity on defense, but they did finish it off, didn't they? They did make the winning play to close things out. They'll take that one and head to the locker room.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Where's 52? Watch 52. 52 is the mic. Here we go.
At the 37-yard line.